Welcome to Math Past Papers channel. Remember to subscribe and like our channels to get more updates. Thank you.
Hi, good day. Today we'll be looking at the mathematics past question for paper 1, foundation tier. Write 0.3 as a fraction. So 0.3 is the same as 3/10. So that would be 3/10. Number 2, work out 3 squared. So 3 squared is the same as 3 times 3, and that would be 9. Work out 20 divided by open bracket 3 plus 2. So following the order of operation, this is going to give us 5, then 20 divided by 5, that gives us 4. Write down a factor of 60 that is between 8 and 14. So there are a lot of factors of 60, starting with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10, 12, 15, 20, 30, and 60. But which of these is between 8 and 14? So the correct answer is 10 or 12. So any of these two is correct. Simplify 3 times W times 5 times T. So we can multiply 3 times 5, that gives us 15. So the answer would be 15 WT. Question 6. Faye is planning a trip to a theme park for 1 adult and 2 children. These are the costs for the trip. The cost of petrol is £23. Tickets to theme park cost $33 for each adult, 24.5 each child, and the meals cost £15 each adult and £10 for each child. Faye has £200 to spend and she pays all the costs. So how much money does she have left? So what we have to do is to calculate the total cost. First of all, we have 23 for petrol plus 1 adult and 2 children. So that will be 33 for 1 adult for the cost of ticket plus 24.5 multiplied by 2 for each child, then plus 15 for 1 adult plus 10 times 2 for the child. So that equals 23 plus 33, that gives us 56, plus 24.5 times 2, that is going to give us 49, plus 10 times 2 is 20, and 20 plus 15, that is 35. Then all of that we add up to 56 plus 49, that is going to give us 6 plus 9, that is 5, then 1 up here, then 1 plus 5 is 6 plus 4, that is 105, plus 35, so that will equals 140. So 200 minus 140, so that is equals to 60. So the answer is £60 that is going to get back. Here is a list of 8 letters. We have B, C, 4 A's, B and A. So write down the mode. So the mode is the one that has the highest frequency. So in this case, which one appears the most? So that will be A. So the answer is A. So one of the letters is going to be picked at random. So on the probability scale, marked with the cross X, the probability that this letter will be B. So how many B do we have? 1, 2. So that is 2 out of 8, which can be simplified as a quarter. So 2 out of 8, since this has been divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So 2 out of 8 is going to be this point right here. So that is going to be 2 out of 8. So find the probability that this letter will be C. So we have just one C, so the probability will be 1 out of 8. Solve the equation m minus 3 equals to 4. So we add 3 to both sides. So that will make m equals to 7. Then 3n plus n equals to 24. So we can add this together. That gives us 4n equals to 24. So 4 times what is going to give us 24? That will be 4 times 6. Or we say n equals to 24 divided by 4, which is equals to 6. So find the value of y. So since we know that the angle on a point is 360, so y would be 360 degrees minus 70 degrees, which is 290 degrees. So give a reason for your answer. So the reason would be the sum of angles on a point is 360 degrees. A shop sells jar of coffee. Each jar of coffee costs £4 and Michael has 23 pounds. So what are the greatest number of jars of coffee that Michael can buy? So if you do 23 divided by 4, if we do 23 divided by 4, we are going to have 5 and 3/4. So the highest number of jars of coffee that Michael can buy is 5. In a sale on Wednesday, jars of coffee are sold at half price. Michael thinks that he cannot buy exactly twice the number of jars of coffee for 23. Is Michael correct? So if the price is 4 right now, right? So on Wednesday, it will be sold for £2. So 23 divided by 2 is going to be equals to 11.5, right? So in the previous question, he was able to buy just 5 jars. So in this case, double of 5 is 10, but right here, we'll be able to buy 11. So is Michael correct? No. He can buy more than twice the number of jars of coffee. Write down the scale factor of the enlargement. So if triangle B is an enlargement of triangle A, so how are we going to know the scale of enlargement? So let's look at one side for this. Looking at this side, we have 6 squares. Looking at this side, we have 3 squares. So that means 6 divided by 3, so that's 2. So that means the scale of enlargement is 2. So on the grid, mark with cross X the center of enlargement. So if we go from this point, so we are going 2 squares backward and 2 squares downward. If we repeat that one more time, 2 squares backward, 2 squares downward. So that is going to be, this is going to be the point of enlargement. Here are 2 parallelograms on a coordinate grid, right? Parallelogram D is a reflection of parallelogram C. So on the grid, draw a mirror line. Okay. From what I see here, this is a mirror of this. And this is also a mirror of this. So what do we see? We can see the relationship, which is these 2 points. So all we have to do is to join the line together. And the equation of the mirror line is going to be y equals to x. Elena spent 120 minutes at a sports center. She played badminton for 50 minutes. She used the swimming pool for 1/6 of the 120 minutes, and she used gym for 20% of the 120 minutes. She spent the rest of the 120 minutes in the cafe. So we'll work out the total time in minutes that Elena spent in the cafe. So 50 minutes. So first we find 1/6 of 120 minutes. that will be equals to 6 here 1, 6 here 2, so that is 20 minutes. 20% of 120 minutes, that will be equals to 20 over 100 times 120. So 0 cancel here 0, 0 cancel here 0. 2 times 12, that will be 24 minutes. So that means, and the total minutes spent is going to be 50 plus 20 plus 24. So that will be equals to 94 minutes. So 120 minus 94 minutes, so that will be equals to 94 up to 100, that will be 6 minutes, so that will be 26 minutes. So that means she spent 26 minutes at the cafe. Elena got to the sports center at 1:30 p.m. She had asked her friend to meet her in the cafe at 3 p.m. Did Elena get to the cafe by 3 p.m.? So let's check. So Elena got to the sports center at 1:30 p.m. So 120 minutes is how many hours? So 120 minutes divided by 60, that is equals to 2 hours. Right? So since from the previous question we discovered that she spent 94 minutes in all those places except for the cafe. So that means 94 minutes is the same as 1 hour, which is 60 minutes. Take away from 94, so that will be 34 minutes. So if we add 1:30 p.m. plus 1 hour, 34 minutes, that is going to give us 3:04 p.m. That will be the time that she arrived at the cafe. So that means that Elena got to the cafe late, which is 3:04 p.m. Okay? Let me hope that is clear. The composite bar chart shows information about the number of people living in the village. Okay? Write out the number of men living in the village in the year 2000. So men are the black, the one shaded black. So if this is 100 and we have 10 squares, so that means each of them is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. So that means in the year 2000, the number of men living in the village is 60. Okay? Find the number of children living in the village in the year 2010. 2010. So this would be from 160. This is 160. And this is 210. So we count 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. Or we do 210 minus 160, which is equals to 50 children. So this is 50 children. So for the people living in the village in the year 2020, find the ratio of the number of children to the total number of men and women. So in the year 2020, so this is 2020, the number of children is how many? So the number of children, I think I calculated that earlier to be 80. So that will be 80. Ratio, the total number of men and women. So that will be all of this, which is 200. So that is 80 ratio 200. And we have to simplify that. So 4 here 2, 4 here 5. So the ratio is 2, 2, 5. Okay? Jenny drives from London to Swindon at an average speed of 54 miles per hour. She drives for 1.5 hours. Work out the distance from London to Swindon. So speed is equals to distance over time, right? So the speed here is 54, so that is equals to the distance. We don't know that. Over the time, 1.5 hours is 1.5. So that will make distance to be equals to 54 times 1.5, which is equals to 54 plus half of 54, which is 27. So that is going to give us. Aleski is using a map. The map has a scale of 1 to 25,000. On the map, a road has a length of 6 centimeters. Work out the length in kilometers of the real road. Okay, so the scale on the map is 1 to 25,000, right? So on the map, a road has a length of 6 centimeters, right? So 6 centimeters to x kilometers. So that will be x is going to be equals to 6 times 25,000. So 6 times 25 is going to give. So Alexei is using a map. The map has a scale of 1 to 25,000. So on the map, a road has a length of 6 centimeters. So work out the length in kilometers of the real road. So first, 1, 2, 25,000 is a scale factor. So if the length of the road on the map is 6 centimeters, so 6 centimeters is going to be, that means we multiply 1 by 6, so that will be the same thing as 25,000 times 6, and that is going to give us 150,000 centimeters. So we need to convert that to kilometers. So 1 meter equals to 100 centimeter. Yeah. Then 1 kilometers is equals to 1,000 meters. So 1 kilometers in centimeters, that will be 100 times 1,000, which is equals to 100,000 centimeters. Are you with me? So that implies in kilometers 150,000 centimeters in kilometers. So that will be 150,000 divided by 100,000, and that will be equals to 1.5 kilometers. So the answer is 1.5. So the answer is 1.5 kilometers. So find the coordinates of the midpoint of PQ. So this is P, which is -3, -2, and Q, which is 2, 4. So the midpoint is given by, we find the mean of the 2 points of X and the average of the point for Y, and in this case that would be -3 plus 2 divided by 2, -2 plus 4 divided by 2. So that would be equals to -3 plus 2, that will be -half, -2 plus 4, that is going to be 2 over 2, which is 1. So if I locate that, X is -half and Y is 1. To be -half and Y is 1. That is going to be somewhere around here. So if I pick my ruler and I draw a straight line, it must pass through the point. Can you see that? So that is it. So the answer is minus half, comma 1. So here is a quadrilateral ABCD. So we're told that the perimeter of the quadrilateral is 52. So what is the perimeter? It is the sum of the sides of a 2D shape. So in this case, there will be 2x minus 5 plus x plus 1 plus x minus 1 plus 2x, all of that equals to 52. So 2x plus x plus x plus 2x. So all of that equals to 6x minus 5 plus 1, that is minus 4. Minus 4 minus 1 is minus 5. That is equals to 52, right? So what do we do next? We add 5 to both sides. So 6x equals to 52 plus 5, which is 57. Then x would be 57 divided by 6, which is equals to, so 6 times 9 is 54, then 3 over 6, which is half. So given that x is 9.5, so what will be the length of DC? So as you can see, DC is 2x. So that implies 2 times 9.5, and that will be equals to 19 centimeters. So the answer is 19 centimeters. Next, there are only blue counters, green counters, red counters, and yellow counters in a bag. The table shows the number of blue counters in the bag, which is 30. There is a total of 100 in the bag. So action takes at random. So the probability that it is not blue, so not blue, that will be equals to 100 minus 30, which is equals to 70. So the probability of not blue is going to be 70 over 100, which will be simplified as 7 over 10. So the ratio of blue counters to the number of green counters is 2 to 3. So what will be the number of green counters? So blue, 2, green, right? So that is 2, 2, 3. But blue is what? 30. So 30 to what? So to go from 2 to 30, we multiply by 15. So the same way we multiply this by 15, so that will give us what? 45. So that means this is 45. So Bradley says the number of red counters in the bag is the same for the number of yellow counters in the bag. So how are we going to know if it's correct? So that will be 30 plus 45, that is equals to what? 75. So 100 minus 75 is equals to 25. So Bradley is wrong because 25 is odd. Do you understand? Because for us to have the same number of yellow and red counters, it means that the remaining counters has to be even, such that when we break them into 2, we have equal number of counters. Do you understand? So in this case, we can have either 13 red and 12 yellow, or 5 red and 20 yellow, and so on like that. So but it cannot be equal because 25 is an odd number. We cannot break them into 2 equal parts. Okay? Question 18. There are 240 cans of drink on a shelf, and each can contain cola or lemonade or orange. So the number of cans of cola to lemonade to orange is 5:3:2. So 5 to 5:3:2. So if we add all of that together, 5 plus 3 is 8, 8 plus 2, that's equals to 10. So for cola, that is going to be 5/10 times 240. So that will be 0 cancel 0, so 24 times 5 is going to be 120. Then lemonade, that will be 3/10 times 240. 0 cancel 0. 3 times 24, that will be 72. And orange, that is going to be 2/10 times 240. 0 cancel 0 again, that will be 48. Okay, so half of the can of lemonade were removed from the shelf. So for lemonade, if we remove half, that means the remaining lemon is going to be 36. Are you with me? That's going to be 36. Then 1/12 of the cans of orange are removed from the shelf. So what is 1/12 of 48? So 1/12 of 48 is 4, right? So that means if you take away 4 from 48, so if you take away 48 minus 4, that will be equals to 44. So that means the remaining orange is equals to 44. Are you with me? So work out the number of cans of cola as a percentage of total number of cans of drink remaining in the shelf. So first, the total remaining, that will be equals to 36 plus 44 plus 120. So that will be equals to 36 plus 44, that is 80. 80 plus 120 is 200, right? So the number of cans of cola is 120 divided by the total number of cans remaining, which is 200, multiplied by 100. Are you with me? So 2 zeros, we cancel out 2 zeros. 2 here, 1, 2 here, that's 60. So the answer is 60%. Okay? Write 500 as a product of powers of its prime factors. So that's easy. 500 first, that will be 5 times 100. So this is a prime number. This is 5 times 20. This is a prime number. This is 5 times 4, prime number. And this is 2 times 2, prime number, prime number. So that would be 5 times 5 times 5 times 2 times 2, which is 5 to the power of 3 times 2 to the power of 2. Work out 1 3/5 plus 2 1/4 and give your answer as a mixed number. So this is quite easy. All we have to do is to convert to improper fraction first. So 5 times 1 is 5 plus 3, that is 8 over 5, plus 2 times 4 is 8 plus 1, that is 9 over 4. So next we find the least common multiple for 5 and 4, which is 20. So this is 20. 5 times 4 is 20. So 4 times 8 is 32. Plus 4 times 5 is 20. So 9 times 5 is 45. So technically this is what I just did. So this is 20. Going here, we multiply by 5. Multiplying this by 5, that will give us 45. So this is 20. Going here, we multiply by 4. So multiply this by 4, we have 32. So that's how I got 32 plus 45 over 20, which is going to give us 77 over 20. And as a mixed number, so 20 times 3 is 60, that is 3. So from 60 to 77, that is 17 over 20. So show that 2 and 2/3 divided by 6 is 4 over 9. So first we convert it to an improper fraction. So 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2, that is 8 divided by 3, then divided by 6. So then we flip this upside down. So that will be 8 over 3 times 1 over 6. So 2 here is going to give me 3. 2 here is going to give me 4. So 4 times 1, that is 4, and 3 times 3 is 9, as expected. Simplify. So first, laws of indices. Y to the power of A times y to the power of B is y to the power of A plus B. Yeah? So that becomes 2 to the power of minus 5 plus 8, all to the power of 2, which is 2 to the power of 3, all to the power of 2. Second law of indices, another law of indices, y to the power of A times B is equals to y to the power of AB. So this will be equals to 2 to the power of 3 times 2, which is equals to 2 to the power of 6. Does that make sense? So that is 2 to the power of 6. Workouts, okay. Already, we know that 4 times 32 is what? 4 times 2, that is 8. And 4 times 3 is 12. So that is 128. And just we count the zeros that we have, which in this case is what? 1, 2, 3. This is 3 decimal place, and this is 2 decimal place. Make sense? So that means our answer is going to have 5 decimal places. So that would just be 0.00. So that is 5 decimal places. Okay? Another method would be convert this to 4 over 1000, because that is 4000, multiplied by 32 over 100, because that is 3200. So 4 times 32 is 128 divided by 1 with how many zeros? 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that is 0. So that's 0.00128. A car factory is going to make 4 different car models, A, B, C, and D. 80 people were asked which of the 4 models they would be most likely to buy. The table shows information about the result, right? So the factory is going to make 40,000 cars next year. Work out how many Model B cars the factory should make next year. So that's easy. So first, the total number of all of the cars is what? 80, right? So if we take the ratio of 80 to 40,000 is what? So 40,000 divided by 80, 0 cancel 0, 80 1, 1840 is 5, so that is 500, ratio 1. So that's what I just did. So now, for the B, for the car model B, it has 15 cars, right? So the ratio is going to be 500 times 15, which is 77,500. Or another way we can see this question is to express 15 as a ratio of 80 and multiply by 40,000. So that will be 15 over 80 times 40,000. 0 cancel 0, 80 here, 80 here, 500, then multiply that, 7,500 as we have it here. Any which way is correct. So, reason one, write down 3 numbers, A, B, and C. Right? So A to B is 1 to 3, and B to C is 6 to 5. So find A, B, and C. So that's easy. So A to B is 1, 2, 3. And B to C and B to C is 6 to 5. Now for us to go from 3 to 6, we multiply by 2, right? So this is 6, multiply this also by 2, so that is going to be 2. So that is 2 to 6. So that will make A to B to C. So that will be 2 to 6 to 5. Make sense? Express A as a fraction of total of the three numbers A, B, and C. Right? So A in this case is 2. Right? So the total is going to be 2 plus 6 plus 5, which in this case is going to be what? 8 plus 5, that is 13. So that will make A to be equals to 2 over 13. Make sense? So this is 2 over 13. Emma writes down the three numbers M, N, and P. So N equals to 2M, P equals to 5N. So find M ratio P. Okay. So from equation 1, all we have to do is to substitute. So P equals to 5 bracket N is 2M. Right? So that means P equals to 10M. So M to P means we divide both sides by P. That will give us 1. That will give us 1 equals to 10M over P. Then multiply both sides by 1 over 10. So that will give us 1 over 10 equals M over P. So that means M to P equals to 1 to 10. So the answer is 1 to 10. A storage tank exerts a force of 10,000 newtons on the ground. So the base of the tank is in contact with the ground is a 4 meter by 2 meter rectangle. So work out the pressure. So we know that the pressure equals to force over area, right? So the area of the base is 4 times 2, which is equals to 8 meters squared, and the force that we are given is 10,000. So that what happens? So that means the pressure is force over area, which is 10,000 divided by 8, which is equals to 8 here 1, 8 and 10, that is 2, remainder 2, 8 and 20, 8 and 10 is 1, remainder 2, 8 and 20 is 2, remainder 4, 8 and 40 is 5, then remainder, then we have 0. So that is 1,250 Newton per meter square. Solve the inequalities. So we have to do first minus 3 from both sides. So that means 5x over 2 is greater than 15. Multiply both sides by 2, that makes 5x is greater than 30. So divide both sides by 5, so that means x is greater than 6. Factorize. So give me two numbers. If I multiply, I have plus 9, and when I add, I have plus 10. So the two numbers are plus 1 and plus 9. So that would be x plus 1 and x plus 9. So our answer is x plus 1 and x plus 9. And we are done. See you next time.